Yo, what is up guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another fantasy football video. Before I get in this video, I'd like to ask you guys, could please go down below and click that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. It's also going to mean a lot to you, but I'm not going to explain that because I want to talk and get straight into this topic. Antonio Brown traded from the Steelers to the Raiders, as you know. Then the Raiders today released him. And guess what? He signed with the New England Patriots. Absolutely skull fucking anyone who wanted the Patriots to lose this year. Now, this is obviously a fantasy football video, so I'm not going to get all pissed off because I'm a Dolphins fan and now he's on the Patriots. That's fine. I'm going to talk about his fantasy football implications and how it affects the other guys on the New England Patriots. Now, when we think about it, AB, he cannot play tomorrow. Report came out that he can't play tomorrow night versus the Steelers, which probably would have been quite the spectacle, if I'm being completely honest. That would have been a hell of a thing to see. Him against his old team, him against Mike Tomlin, him against Big Ben. It would have been a hell of a sight, and likely the Patriots are probably going to end up winning that game. But now what do we think about AB? Now, hopefully you didn't drop him. I didn't tell you guys to drop him earlier. I told you guys to try to get him off your team. So if you somehow got him off your team, maybe you're happy because you don't have him anymore. But likely you weren't able to get a trade. Now you're in a better situation than when he was on the Raiders. But the one thing I am worried about here is how much the Patriots throw the ball. They're not much of a, they like to run the ball a lot more now, but I think AB will be a big part of that offense and probably end up having a monster year, paying off for where you drafted him in the 3rd round. Now this whole saga was very confusing. I didn't even think we would see the day today. Actually, I in the other video, I believe I said I wanted it to happen tonight, but I didn't think it would. But it did happen today, and now we see that he is on the Patriots. Now, how does that affect the rest of the New England Patriots, like Edelman, Flash Gordon, Sony Michel, all that? So now I think that it affects Gordon, Flash Gordon, the worst. Now, Flash Gordon could have been a wide receiver 2, potentially, finisher. Now I don't see that being entirely possible because AB is going to allocate, or is going to take up a lot of targets on that team. I think that Julian Edelman should still be fine. He's still Tom Brady's safety valve. They still have that connection, so he will be in the slot catching a bunch of balls. So you shouldn't. It definitely hurts him, but it doesn't make him irrelevant. Like, I think Josh Gordon's value is hurt so much now by this that it may not end up too well for you Josh Gordon owners. Now, if you don't try, in my opinion, I would just, if you have AB right now, I would just stick with him. I wouldn't try to trade him anymore. And I wouldn't be that guy who's going out there trying to get AB. I know he could have a monster year, like I said. I think he will. But I think at the end of the day, he pisses Bill Belichick off one time. Bill Belichick says, "Go fuck yourself. Welcome to free agency again, you cocksucker." Something like that. That's what'll happen. He will do that type of thing. So I'm not necessarily going out there trying to get AB. Now, I don't remember how much his contract is worth, but it didn't seem to be that much money. Are we going to be able to find the how much money they gave him down here? Okay, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. 5 p.m. Okay, now it doesn't tell you how much he made, but he got not that much money when you think that he was a guy that was getting $100 million or some crazy shit guaranteed. Or not $100 million guaranteed, but he was getting a shit ton of money guaranteed. So he really messed up on that front. He got the money. The Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl. You could just lock it in. It was probably a lock anyways before the season even started. It was a lock before they had Antonio Brown. Now it's even more of a lock to me. Fuck the Patriots. And let's just hope that not AB doesn't like accidentally wear the wrong helmet or something, so we actually get to see him play. I'm excited to see him play on the Patriots though, because I think playing with the one of the better quarterbacks in the game, Tom Brady. Now, obviously, Tom Brady's not the best in fantasy. I also think that this does in fact help Brady's value, but not all that much. Like I said, I think they're a more run-heavy team now than they used to be. This obviously gives Brady a bit of an uptick, having one of the best wide receivers in the game, but I don't overall think that this is going to make Brady the quarterback one in fantasy football. It will not. It never will. Nothing will, unless Bill Belichick tries to stray away from the run and goes heavy on the throw and the passing game. So thank you guys all for watching. Comment down below your thoughts about this. Comment down below how mad you are. Comment down below that Antonio Brown is just the worst guy ever, because he may be. I hope you guys, he may be because he's AB, you know what I'm saying? Right off the dome right there. Have a great day. I love you all. This is the last video of the day. Probably the last video ever on Antonio Brown, unless he somehow fucking takes his helmet off and smacks Bill Belichick's wife with it or something. So have a great goddamn day. I love you all. Goodbye.